If you're anything like me, you don't want useless channels cluttering up your feed. My rule is simple. If I watch 3 videos from the same channel, and I enjoy them, I subscribe to them. So if this is your first or second time here, hope you enjoy your stay. If this is your third time here, go ahead and hit subscribe so you know what we get up to. Now with that out of the way, this run is pretty much a continuation of the one I did for Fallout New Vegas. Now it's, can we beat the game in reverse? But not reverse as in start with like the last mission and work our way back, because that would be impossible. But start with the last bit of content released for the game, then work our way backward to the base content of the game. Fallout 3 is a little strange in this fact of Broken Steel exists, right? Broken Steel is DLC that was released for the game. I think it was actually its like 3rd DLC. I have a notepad open here. It was the 3rd DLC released for the game. In order of release was Operation Anchorage, the Pitt, then Broken Steel, then Point Lookout, then Mothership Zeta. So, we are going in reverse, starting with Mothership Zeta. We're slowly making our way there at this point. All the information for the DLCs eventually pop up, but as long as you make it to the crashed alien ship, you're usually fine. And you'll always get abducted by aliens. Now, I started this off with a save from a previous run right at the mouth of the vault. Because, yeah, when it comes to runs and stuff like this, I don't really need to worry about doing anything in the vault, right? Everyone knows how that goes anyway. It's pretty much an on-rails section of the game. So we get abducted by ET here. Wait for the game to load. Dump us into the whole, well, not exactly probing, but examination from the aliens here. Already setting it up so that you're pissed off about them.
I was starting to think maybe they'd fried your brains or something.
Whatever.
You got a headache, right?
She explains what happens to us. What happened to us. Watch dude get called away here. And then, you know, great, good old-fashioned start a fight to draw the prison guards in so that you can then beat the prison guards, even though most fucking situations they'd have guns and whatnot to deal with it. Funny thing is, looking back on all this, I think she's the strongest fight I have in this DLC. Right, I barely did any damage to her fighting. Mind you, I'm like level 2 out of the vault. But, you know, go to town on this alien, pick up the shock baton so you have some type of weapon. Equip that. And then, bang, alien's dead. Get some Enclave's officer clothes and stuff here. Now, in Fallout New Vegas, when I did this, it was using only the weapons and armors from each DLC, and also only trying to level up through those DLC. Here in Fallout 3, this works a lot different, right? In Fallout New Vegas, they have a significant amount of DLC weapons. Many weapons in each DLC area can only be found there and are completely unique. While there are a few unique weapons, like the shock baton I'm using here, in this DLC, and the other DLCs, many of the weapons you get are just reskins. Like the steel blaster is just a laser rifle. And there's not many pieces of unique armor. Like, there are 3 sets of unique armor in, well, 4 sets of unique armor in this DLC. But you have to kill 3 of the people that help you out to get that armor, so it's one of those things. Go about using the alien energy weapons here, because I've spec'd into energy weapon skill.
Come on, follow me.
Words are hard
Last
sometimes.
time I was here, I used this to get
Because I figure that might help later on. I mean, it's pretty much only useful for this part, then it's useless for, like, the rest of the run. We throw out the popsicles here. They're all pre-war. One of them's this guy here, Paulson, is a cowboy, samurai, then a dude from the Great War. Mind you, the Great War in the Fallout universe isn't World War I. It's the war the United States was having with China. Not technically World War III because the rest of the world wasn't involved. It was just America and China duking it out. And this DLC is fairly simple in that it's go around, shut off the generators. That's it, right? You just hit these cooling systems. It somehow overheats the generator thing. It explodes, and you're good.
Why don't we just hold on to him and try to negotiate? You know, like a hostage.
And how are we supposed to do that? We can't understand what the hell they're saying.
I don't know, but maybe we should. There must be something.
Goddamn.
Discussing it now.
Leave it to the cowboy to actually show some fucking spine here. Anyway, we head to the hangar where you can use these pylons around the ship to kill all of the aliens here fairly easily. The aliens and drones. I decided not to do that because I like to make my life harder. Or at least more challenging. You'll also notice I'm wearing Talon Company combat armor now when I was wearing Rivet City armor. There's a lot of just Capital Wasteland armor and shit floating around on the ship. I don't know why the aliens are just randomly abducting people anyway when they could just take over if they wanted to at this point. Seem to breathe the same oxygen and atmosphere, so I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like, the Enclave's not going to stop them. And the jukebox, you know, doesn't stop them until like 1,000 years in the future, so it's not really anything to worry about. Hit up the next place to deal with the next generator. It's through the cryo wing. Just let a bunch of people out of their cages and head on through. Blow up the next generator. Gotta say, the alien atomizer, which is the pistol, I think, while it doesn't have a huge amount of ammo like the rifle does, it shoots faster, and to me it feels like it hits more often, because the big effect of the disintegrator rifle, the rifle starts with a D, I can't remember the full name of it here. The big glowing ball of energy doesn't seem to make contact with like anything. Its projectile seems to be the same size as a normal projectile, but it has a big light around it pretty much, which makes it hard to aim. Put on the spacesuit from the dead astronaut and head outside. Which I find it funny, when you wear clothes and stuff, you get a unique set of clothing technically equipped to you because the Pip-Boy. As you can see, your fingers are just out in the ice-cold void of space. Aliens get pissed off, put on a gun show. We blow up another generator. These things are the creepiest thing in this whole fucking DLC, these abominations. The way they just kind of stand, point, and fucking scream like in They Live is just weird. Anyway, we blow up 4 more generators because, you know, that's fun. Come across Toshiro here after he killed a bunch of aliens, and I figure, you know, some unique armor would be pretty nice, so might as well take his. Samurai armor, helmet, sword, good to go. Hit up the bridge. Use the atomizer. Again, it seems to hit relatively more consistently than the rifle does. And then we get to play this minigame. You know, balance your power between your shields and your weapon and try to take out the other ship beforehand and just leave your shields on full until you're getting ready to shoot. Flip it over to maximum death ray, shoot, and then flip it back to shields to full until you can shoot death ray again. It's pretty much all you got to do in this minigame. All the while, other random aliens are spawning in, and you're having to deal with that. Flip it back to full, wait for it. Nope, can't do that. Leave the shield on full so you don't take as much damage. And hang out, flip it over, take a shot, flip it back. They got some more aliens that show up. And this would have been like the last fight, canonically, in the game. So I understand they were trying to go for like grandiose, but this is kind of boring. Again, just kind of hang out, take out some aliens, wait for your laser, death ray, whatever the fuck, to charge back up, and there you go. Mothership Zeta taken care of right off the bat.
Leader of the Outcasts.
I head over to Fort Independence to trade off a bunch of shit. You find power armor and whatnot in the Mothership Zeta DLC. Trade it off, get some stim packs. Where I also remembered a little known exploit. You can trade alien power cells or alien blaster cells, energy cells, whatever. The ammo for the alien blaster, which is in the base game, for every like few of those you trade, you get stim packs or anything else really. And then you can just pickpocket the alien power cells back off of him and then do it all over again. And then pickpocket them off of him and do it all over again. And any which way, while I was rambling, we already made it to Point Lookout. You can just buy a double-barrel shotgun and a lever-action rifle right here. Again, it's one of those things to where the lever-action rifle was already in the base game with Lincoln's repeater. And since I'm spec'd into energy weapons, it doesn't really do anything. I also found it weird that the game bugged out right here. And my shotgun just kind of disappears off into the distance while I use VATS. That was weird. Anyway. This DLC is annoying. And I also noticed something at the end of the last DLC, that I feel like the DLCs are matched to your level. And in that, Mothership Zeta being the last DLC that came out would obviously be the last DLC you play when you have a character you started the game with originally, right? You figure it would be harder to get through that, but it's not. So I feel like they're all based on your level, which means I got 8 levels. Not even, I was level 2 when I went into Mothership Zeta, so 6 levels out of Mothership Zeta. And I get maybe about as many out of this DLC, which means I'm not getting more experience for taking on harder challenges, which means it's leveled to me. So this isn't really as hard as the one for New Vegas, simply because everything seems to be scaled to me. Anyway, we head on down into the swamp, take care of some of my family. And I just wanted to say this because a little sidetrack here. Looking at this nice little house here. These guys in their fucking coveralls. Overalls here, actually. If you're out and about and you go to like a nice diner, well, not even nice, just an old school diner or, you know, some place that sells good home food, right? Never ask for something to be family style. Alright? Never refer to it as that either. It's home style. You know, like good made in your home, good hearty food. Never family style, right? Now, you're looking at my analytics. I know most of the people watching this channel are between the ages of like 23 and 40. So, you know, I'll just let you in on the secret here. The big thing to do about it. Home style is a type of cooking, a way in which you cook, like crock pot meals and good baked chicken, good fried chicken, stuff like that. Family style, on the other hand, is a lewd sex act involving
I came back,
multiple members
bits
of a
in my
family,
memory where all
usually
I could recall
siblings.
was a white light and a
So,
jumble of
yeah.
voices. Crazy, huh? But you're not drooling, so you're doing okay.
Don't get them confused.
The rest weren't so lucky. when they
I
got their
bring
heads
this up
cut
because
open.
all of a couple of days ago I overheard someone refer to it as that, and I couldn't do nothing but fucking laugh. Right, and yeah. We meet the brain in the jar. Looking forward to Fallout New Vegas, and then back at this. I wonder if this guy could have been like a reject of the think tank. Mind you, robo-brains are also used in a capacity a lot like think tanks are, to preserve the person whose brain it is. Especially since there's that one vault that had the rich people in it, but the vault wasn't finished before they could live in it, so they just put their brains in robots. Anyway, the entire story of this DLC here is the ghoul don't like the brain in the jar, and the brain in the jar don't like the ghoul, and they've been trying to kill each other since back before the Great War, so it's our problem to deal with it.
That bastard. He killed my... He doesn't have the body to fucking do it himself, so he tried to blow
none of the
me
DLC for Fallout 3 are as extensive or as well written as the DLC for Fallout New Vegas. Right, so it's all of maybe an hour and a half worth of quests. Anyway, we break the pickle jar here. All the robots shut down. I killed Desmond because he's a dick. There's a second there, and there we go. Drop his head with his buddy so they can fucking be together for the rest of eternity. And then I just kind of fuck off.
Just in time. Found
Go talk to
out who was
Nadia,
rooting
which is
around in
the
our
whole reason
skulls,
we're here. Her
and
mother
you'll
sent us
never
here
guess
to
who it
be able to
was.
find her because she
As a totally
stowed away on a ship and
unrelated
came here
hint,
and then
I'm in charge of his boat
joined a
now.
cult. Then we had to join a cult.
wonder?
Then this
You
fucker
should've
cut out part of her
heard some
brain.
the things that came out of your mouth.
And now he doesn't have one anymore. Anyway, she keeps his boat. We get to go home. And slowly transition into stealing power cells off of the Brotherhood. Well, Brotherhood outcasts, really. If you don't get it, just toss down a quick save beforehand. If you get shunted out of the menu, that means he's caught you, so just quick load, and then try again, and then quick load, and then try again, and then quick load and try again. If you max out your stealth skill, use a stealth boy, it'd be a lot easier, but I'm working with base stealth, because I haven't put any points or anything into it. So it takes a little while to get him back, but I eventually do, because it's all left up to chance. In which case I can then trade them back to him for a bunch more stim packs. Right? This is like the best way to get stim packs in the game. Traded them all back to him again. You know, kneel down. Since stealth boys don't wear off when you're talking, since time freezes, you don't really need to worry about running through that. I was able to get him first try that time, which amazed the fuck out of me. So, I trade them back to him again. Because why wouldn't I? Right? After that, I check how many stim packs I got, and I got 832. Drop a bunch of the shit I was carrying, head over to the pit. Mind you, there's a little preamble up to the pit where you meet what's-his-fuck, and he tells you to get, like, slaves guard, so that you can then easily get into the pit, and I'm not doing any of that dumb shit, so... Take out some of the pit raiders. Mind you, you get jumped right when you go inside the gate anyway, so... Doesn't really matter beyond being able to get infiltrators really fucking quick. Instead of needing to get a bunch of ingots or whatever it took. I'm not going for like the All-American or whatever it's called. I need to get like 100 ingots or something. I never did that. Not gonna start now.
Thinking, trying to shoot
God damn, I still have a cough. It's been like, I don't know, since New Year's Day. I was sick there for a while. I swear it was like the flu or something. And I've just had this cough with me ever since. It's not like breaking up mucus or phlegm or anything, because I'm not coughing anything up. It's just a dry cough. Like if you're in a shower with too much hot steam and you breathe in
I'll take those
just the wrong way, that type of cough. It's weird. I don't know.
Because yes.
Anyway, we talked to the Broken Brotherhood member here. Guess he was part of the Brotherhood sent here to check out the pit. Something building fell on him, killed the rest of his crew. Something. I don't know. Asher, the Lord of the Pit. We go into the gladiator fights, which is you win these, like 3 fights or whatever, and Asher accepts you as a prospective slave. Not slave. You're already a slave. A prospective soldier for them. I'm just using a Chinese sword here because I didn't know how to get my hands on an auto axe without killing a slave at this point. So I just kill a slave at this point to get an auto axe.
Nice work in the hole.
Beautiful weapon. Here we are talking to Asher. The best looking power armor in any Fallout game is his power armor.
Oh, Asher
Full
told me
stop.
my
It is
I'm
amazing.
afraid I was preoccupied. Little Marie here is
And no
an angel
one can
right
tell me
now.
otherwise.
She can still
The
be a
Brahmin
handful.
skull as a fucking shoulder pad. Somebody's faceplate as a crotch guard. The yellow I'd probably turn to red, but they went with yellow because of the Pittsburgh Steelers, black and yellow. Anyway, after that we kill his wife, steal his child. Could have swore he could eat it, but I don't know. Guess I'm not evil enough. Head on through, kill everyone along the way. A pit slave and pit raider. Kill them all. Talk to Minda here.
She's not just any
She talks
baby.
about how
She holds
the
promise of a
need
cure
for her
our
children
own
to have
children,
is
and we
more
can
than the need
ransom her
for
back our
him,
freedom.
Asher,
Take it to
to
her
have
and
his
handle the
family,
rest.
and
Now get going.
I don't know, man. Cyclical thinking like that is what ruins shit. So I kill her, because I don't suffer any of these people at this point.
What's important is that the kid
Talk
is here
to
now,
Werner.
and we can move on to the last part of the plan. That's just a simple
Gonna try
matter
to
of letting
figure
the
out how
child
to
override
harvest the
David and
kid's
take care of the
genetic
boss's orders.
mutation that makes her immune to radioactive mutation, so she can't become a ghoul. I don't think that's how that works. Like, don't get me wrong, I watch like Roanoke Gaming and shit like that, and he talks about CRISPR all the time, being able to modify DNA and shit, but when this game was out, that wasn't really a thing, so I doubt that's what they were thinking. So it's probably us, the like Last of Us route, cut open the kid, I don't know, harvest its everything, and then grind it down into a slurry and inject people with it, see if that shit works. Anyway, I got this at 5 times speed because the troglodytes, which I swear is a fucking slur for something out there, are easy to kill with the steel blaster here. Come walking out of the place, and Asher's just standing there, which I find fucking insane. He's just smoking a cigarette. So I just take him out. I've never had that happen before. Take out the troglodytes. Easy enough. Pit raiders, also easy enough with this weapon. It's an energy weapon, which we have a maxed out energy weapon skill. And it hits really hard, and it's a scatter laser. We go back to Werner, talk to him. He gives us a perk. It's improved your life, but don't think about what it cost. So I kill him, I take his gun. And power plant key. And then fuck off back to the capital Wasteland to deal with the last DLC. Operation Anchorage. I will not be doing Broken Steel because it kinda fucks up the entire flow of the game, right? Can only be accessed after the end of the game, which means technically no, you can't beat Fallout 3 in reverse, because you would always have to beat Broken Steel last when Broken Steel came out. as the third DLC for the game, so it's kind of weird. So I'm just not gonna count it toward any of this. Anyway, Operation Anchorage. I was sitting here when I was playing this, and I actually thought about this, right? You're a soldier, you know, you got ammo dispensers here. It's supposed to be like a video game, right? The simulation is. It's why the stuff is glowing. The normal stim packs we find all over the place in these games are civilian stim packs. And while the military does use them for some things, I'm fairly sure the United States military, since stim packs seem to be a type of pressurized vessel from the way it sounds when you use them, those big-ass canisters that you see, I'm fairly sure those are just giant-ass stim packs that would have actually been used on the front. Right? You know, you stick a couple of those around where you guys might be fighting. There you go. You know, your guy gets injured, goes over, uses the stim pack thing there. They're just jabbing their thing into their arm, and they can keep fighting, right? Because that's what it looks like.
Should be the last of them. I'm gonna.
I just never really thought about it till now. I just thought, oh, look, it glows red. It's a video game thing. But yeah, no. If you're using your ammo, which the ammo forge is a thing from the Pitt, which means these could be streamlined versions of the Nano Forge, fucking Red Faction Gorilla Ammo Forge from the Pitt. You know, all outfitted and kitted out with all the calibers you need for the guns you're using. So, yeah, no, I think this is supposed to be like a very accurate depiction of what Operation Anchorage looked like. Because let's face it here, the United States made a stealth suit, the sneaking suit in the Big Empty, and the Chinese eventually did make power armor. Anyway, this DLC is another quick one. Again, they're not as good as the DLC for New Vegas. It's blow up two things and then go blow up another thing. Well, go shut off another thing. So, I'm just going to blitz this here. 8 times speed. Watch me run through the trenches and take out the Chinese invaders here. And loot everything that's not nailed down because reasons. You get different weapons throughout the DLC too, but everything's stuff that already exists in the game anyway, so you're not like... I mean, the trench knife is unique, if you want to do that. But the other thing this made me think about is maybe a Fallout game set in Alaska, right? I know, weird place to want a Fallout game to be set, but maybe a Fallout game set in Alaska just because of how much military hardware would have been left up there, right? Like, look at this. An entire field of anti-power armor contingencies here. When you're coming up this way, you see a dude in power armor try to bum rush the place, and he gets fucking fried. So there'd be a lot of power armor buried in the snow. A lot of high ordnance just left about, right? A bunch of Chinese equipment floating around, too. So maybe some Chinese power armor that they were trying to experiment with. Or, maybe some Chinese ghouls fighting some American military ghouls. You know, still in like a stalemate up there. Maybe they need to call for reinforcements from the Brotherhood of Steel, which is technically all that's left of the United States military. That can be confused with the Enclave, which is what's left of the United States government. Anyway, I think it'd be a neat idea. And they could make it green, they could make it bombed out, you know. Nuclear war. Bad for the environment. Maybe it made Alaska not a fucking ball of ice all of the time. I know it's not. You know, I know it has summer and winter and spring and fall and all that. So, I fight General Jing Wei, or whatever the fuck the dude's name is. Take him out with a knife because I thought it'd be fun. There we go. That's Operation Anchorage done. We get pulled out of the simulation, somehow get power armor training when we're never actually given power armor training in the DLC.
Our boys can secure this refinery.
Which is weird. Also, when the Chinese commander talks to you in Chinese, you can understand him, so maybe it also taught us Chinese? Yeah, I have no idea. Just kind of weird. You know, then again, maybe we already know Chinese because we can read the Chinese spec ops manual. Weird. Anyway, we put the auto wax to a hell of a test here.
Always good to see you.
Loot all the energy weapons we can, take them over to the other Brotherhood outcasts down in Fort Independence, trade everything over to them again, so we can get as much as we can. I was going to steal a bunch of shit back from them, then figure, it's the end game here. I don't need to worry about them since I'm sitting pretty at 856 stim packs, so take him out. Take back my alien blaster. He can keep the rest of the shit I fucking gave to him. Head on out. Get jumped by a Yao Guai, start fighting it. Somehow a Deathclaw spawns in too. But it goes to show you just how overpowered you can get from just doing the DLCs. Mind you, whenever I play Fallout 3, I try to always do Operation Anchorage. It's quick, you know, fucking 20, 30 minutes. And then you got power armor training, and you can use any power armor you come across. Which is great. Go to Serenity Lane here. Trying to remember what house is the abandoned house so I could just punch in the sequence. Call in the Chinese, which the Chinese... This is built off of the military version of it. Which the military version of it has a failsafe as to not be able to kill anyone in it. Or maybe the military version is built off of this one. Although these virtual reality systems seem less sophisticated than the military one. Which makes me feel like they were tossed together in a hurry.
Son, you've saved...
Food for thought. We rescue Liam Neeson and we go to the Jefferson Memorial to kill all the super mutants here. Figure I'd do that before I go to Rivet City because I feel like it streamlines the whole operation here. Take everything out using the Steel Blaster. It's a good gun. I forgot it existed. You trade a bunch of steel ingots. I traded like 50 or some shit. Into the requisition place in the pit, and you can get different weapons. This was the one I got. Along with some other shit that I forgot entirely about. Let Liam Neeson talk here, do all his random shit. Get locked down in here. Sit and ponder if I could actually clip in here at some point. So that I could bypass a large chunk of the game by just activating this valve. I'll have to test that later. Liam Neeson dies. We carry on. Go to the Brotherhood of Steel. Dr. Lee yells at Elder Lyons like she's his wife. We sit through an unskippable, can't even really call it a cutscene at this point. Dialogue? Unskippable dialogue. Can't stand that shit unless, you know, you can like wander around while you're talking. Get the location a little lamplight.
Oh yeah?
Took Child at Heart as one of my early perks so I could just get in here without needing to go to Slave City and free a bunch of kids. Do the good old standard quick save, quick load through here because I don't feel like messing around in little lamplight. Gotta position yourself just right, and then a couple of quick save, quick loads, and you're through. You can just move along the way. That's that. Gonna speed up running through the vault here. Level up. I'm level 18 at this point. Could have swore I was a higher level in Fallout New Vegas by the end of all their DLCs, but I could have been. I might not have been, though. I have no idea. Auto axe for the win. My melee skill is maxed out. This thing is like a ripper. I guess it hits every second or however many times a second, which means the damage stacks up quickly, especially when you aim for the head. Cut our way through the super mutants here. Don't even give a fuck about Fox. Run on in. There's this little place in the threshold of the door where you don't get any radiation. Take a couple of stim packs. Run on out. Get flashbanged by the government and kidnapped by them again. And don't you just hate when that shit happens? Also, if the Enclave has such sophisticated technology and the resources to continue perpetuating this shit for 200-300 years, how the fuck do they keep losing? Like, genuinely. They had air superiority for God knows how long. They have well-trained soldiers with sophisticated armor. They're all using fucking power armor. Which we learn in later games is like, you know, a mobile fucking tank. They all use energy weapons. They seem to manufacture their own armor and weapons. So how the fuck do they keep losing? Anyway, tangent aside, Liberty Prime got stuck on this building. I've never seen this happen before. What I do know is if everything's dead around you during this Liberty Prime sequence, you can just skip time and hopefully it should fix shit. Which it did in this case, but I've never seen that happen. Head into the memorial for the end game here. Enclave shooting me non-stop, whatever. Auto X for the win. Did use a few other weapons on the way here, which is fine. I also took a Bloody Mess perk, which, again, that extra damage and then likelihood to make people just explode works wonders with the Auto X. Every one of them seems to explode into giblets. Go into the weird-shaped memorial that makes no fucking sense to me.
There's nothing.
Which I'll explain at some point if anyone ever wants me to explain how it's weirdly set up. It makes no sense to me. Fucking doors are just weird, man. I take out the Enclave soldiers, no problem. Take out Colonel Fall here, take his shit, punch in the code, and end Fallout 3. Technically, the answer to this one is no. You cannot beat Fallout 3 in reverse due to Broken Steel. Since it's the third DLC, but only can be completed after the end of the original content for the game, means no. No, you cannot. Right? But the gameplay we have here and the information we have, I wanted to see if I could run from Zeta down through the base game, see how that goes. I'm not doing Broken Steel. Like I said, it wants to be the odd man out. It's its own fucking fault, not mine. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one, which might be a little different. Try something new with it.